Hey everyone, I'm glad we get to take a few minutes to go after more today, and I appreciate you joining me. We talked about remembering God on Sunday and how a proper response to what he's done is worship. Like I mentioned on Sunday, we've seen how Nehemiah kept God at the front of everything since the beginning of this series, and that doesn't change after the wall is finished. The people gathered together around the law and celebrate a feast. You see, the gates and the walls of Jerusalem weren't the only things restored in those days. Worship began to be restored, joy gained new ground, and a further commitment to God began to be realized among his people. There was this renewed sense of direction, a restored vision and purpose, and it pervaded the people of God. Ezra had arrived on the scene 14 years earlier, trying to teach God's word to those who had wandered, and Nehemiah shows up to repair other things that had been broken. Ezra and Nehemiah's faithfulness leads to the people gathering to hear the law and to worship. It gave opportunity for people to better understand the faithfulness of God. And while the physical wall of Jerusalem and the worship of God among the people were both severely broken, there was increase as the worship of others pointed them to God. We know that things didn't change instantaneously, but that it took this commitment to the purposes of God, even when it wasn't easy. And the commitments of Ezra and Nehemiah helped to reorient, reestablish, and revive the people of God back to worshiping him. And our commitment to God can do the same in our day. We may not be building a wall, but we're certainly building something. And my hope is that you and I would be building something that invites people in to encounter more of what God has for them. There's a church I follow that doesn't use the word volunteer for anything. The church calls people door holders. From the pastor to the audio guy to the person literally holding the door, they're all inviting people in, holding the door for them to encounter God. Their experiences and their commitment to the gospel, their own worship of God, compels them to literally and metaphorically hold doors for others to encounter him themselves. I think Ezra and Nehemiah are door holders. I think you and I can be as well. And as we do that, just like we see in the book of Nehemiah, I believe we'll find ourselves worshiping together as the people of God, worshiping him for who he is and what he's done, and celebrating, as his people, his incredible faithfulness. Let's do that this week, and then I'll see you all again soon for another episode of More.